When the following morning the the ironmaster sees the well-dressed up rat-trap peddler, who had been bathed and given the clothes belonging to the ironmaster, he presented a totally different look. And the owner of the manor house, the ironmaster, was not quite pleased with what he had done with the rat-trap peddler. And he shouted at the rat-trap peddler. He now realized his mistake, that it was the uncertain reflection from the furnace. Uncertain reflection from the furnace. From the furnace. That had forced him to make, that had made the ironmaster mistake an old, the rat-trap peddler as his old friend. And he squarely blamed the rat-trap peddler, whom he thought should have been honest enough to disclose his real identity. To which the rat-trap peddler replied that he had repeatedly pleaded that he was not an old, that he was no one else but a peddler. But the ironmaster was not convinced, and he now wanted the police to come and take the rat-trap peddler. At this juncture, the rat-trap peddler panicked and told the ironmaster philosophically that someday he too would be tempted by something bigger, greater than what he actually has, than something that he actually has, and it would be then that he would run towards it and the world would come to an end for him. However, the owner of the Ramshaw Ironworks, ironmaster, wants the rat-trap peddler to leave, and the rat-trap peddler is very happy. He says that he tells the ironmaster that at the most he would return all the clothes, and would return all the clothes that he had been given by the attendant at the Ramshaw Ironworks, and would leave. Just as the rat-trap peddler is about to leave, Ed Lovell Manson enters the scene, and she intercedes on behalf of the rat-trap peddler with his father, telling his father that it would be unfair for them to chase out a person who they had invited in the first place, and that she had looked forward to making this particular evening. It was Christmas the following day. She was in fact looking forward to making this Christmas Eve very, very Christmas Eve for this rat-trap peddler, and that they must not chase the rat-trap peddler out. Fine, the narrative rolls on, and the rat-trap peddler is allowed to stay. The following morning, the rat-trap peddler and the ironmaster and his daughter, they both head towards the church, for the prayers, for the Christmas prayers. And it is in church that they learn that an old crofter of Ramshaw Ironworks had been robbed by a rat-trap peddler who goes about selling rat traps. And on hearing this, Ed Lovell Manson hangs her head in shame. When they return home to the manor house, both of them know that the Rattrap peddler would have again committed some kind of thievery at the manor house and would have run away in their absence. However, the first thing they ask their attendants when they enter manor house is the whereabouts of the Rattrap peddler, and they are told that the Rattrap peddler has left. Fearing that the Rattrap peddler might have stolen one thing or the other at the manor house, to move in. However, they are told that the Rattrap peddler had left, and had left a present for Edla Wilmanson together with a letter. When Edla Wilmanson opened the present, which had been badly done up, a very small rat trap came to view, and she jumped in joy. There was inside the Rattrap peddler, there was a letter, and the letter read that this particular present is from a Rattrap peddler who could have been caught in the rat trap of the world had it not been for Edla Wilmanson, had it not been for the treatment and hospitality that she had extended to him. It is because of the fact that Edla Wilmanson had treated him like a captain, and because he was raised to the level of a captain from the level of a rat trap peddler, he got the power to free himself from the blame, and therefore he is returning all the 3 10-kroner bills that he had stolen from the rat trap, from the old crofter's cottage by the side of the road. The Rattrap peddler had placed those three wrinkled 10-kroner bills inside the small rat trap that he had presented, that he meant as a present to Edla Wilmanson. And seeing all this, Edla Wilmanson was overwhelmed with joy. And this is where the story ends, which brings us back to what the story is about. The story is about the fact that every one of us has an inherent goodness in us, We all have inherent goodness inside us, which is very deep inside all of us, and that goodness comes to the surface if that goodness is aroused. Or in other words, you may say that a person has a tendency to redeem himself from dishonest ways. Here, the Rattrap peddler returns the 3 10-kroner bills because of the hospitality that was extended to him by Edla Wilmanson. It was because he was raised to the level of a captain, from the level of a peddler, that he got the power to free himself from the blame. Now, when he stole the 3 10-kroner bills, he lost his dignity as a person, as a gentleman. He lost his dignity as a person, as a good human being, because a good human being won't do that. And when he returned those stolen 3 10-kroner bills, he redeemed that lost self-respect or dignity. So this again brings us back to the theme of the chapter, which states each one of us has the power to redeem oneself from dishonest ways.